Welcome to the PCS Edventures Educator Spotlight Series. In today's sponsored feature story, we're exploring how a homeschool co-op is getting kids hooked on STEM lessons with catapults and knot tying. We caught up with Brittney Morken, who tells us why Pirate Camp has become an all-time favorite.
We settled on using some of the units from Edventures because my family lives on a homestead and they just fit together so well.
So with Pirate Camp, what drew you to that particular program with PCS Edventures?
What drew me to that one, and again, is all of the programs that I've done with PCS Edventures have just been, fantastic. But that specific one I wanted to do because our unit for our school for the year is Renaissance and expansionism. So it fits with our general theme. And when I saw Pirate Camp, I thought, I was specifically looking for one that would fit with that era of history. You guys have, they're all fun. They're all fun. So fun drew me to it. And I knew the kids would go crazy for it. That drew me to it, but it also fit into our larger scope. So I had no excuses to not do that one this year. And when I told the kids, we did it in the spring semester. So when I introduced it to them in the fall of this is coming after Christmas break, they were ecstatic. So yeah, it was like an easy choice. Should you do the Pirate Camp or should you not do it? You should do it. It's so much fun. Yeah. Easy to pick that one.
How did you implement that one? How did you get started with the teaching guide that was in it? And did you follow it? Did you change it up? Did you adapt to your learning environment?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you got started and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I got started and I'll tell you, I kind of go 1 week ahead of my kiddos, and we do one lesson a week because we only meet once a week. And each lesson I think is suggested for about an hour. I take anywhere from 45 minutes to a little over an hour to do them. I do feel like the lessons are so robust that I find myself having to, I don't complete everything that's in the book, but I know that if I had more time, I could easily fill more time. And I like having more than I can get to. I would rather have that than have not enough to fill time. I've just noticed that with my kiddos, they enjoy each activity so much that it's hard to get them to move on to the next and complete every single detail of all the lessons. But in the book, it does talk about that, use this as a guide, do what makes sense for your group, add some, leave out some. And I appreciate that, so it's a good reminder that, it's your lesson, your students, your situation, use it as a tool. And I really appreciate that perspective. So, I have a plan in mind, I plan everything out, got all my supplies, and then the day goes the way that the day goes. Sometimes we spend a lot of time on something. We're on lesson 10 out of 12 right now. So we just did the rope lesson and the kids freaked out. And I had parents texting me all through the week. I expected to hear them say thanks, now all my kids doing is tying knots around the house. But it wasn't. It was very positive and saying, hey, our son came home and all he wants to do now is teach us all how to do all these knots. They're having a lot of family fun doing it too. So I've only heard good things. And I will say I get so many compliments from parents and grandparents because we have a lot of parents and grandparents in class with us, and they give me the credit. So thank you. And I take the credit, you got to take the win when you get the win, but they know it's Pirate Camp from PCS Edventures, but they always say wow, you just plan the best lessons. Oh, thank you. I'll take it. And they know it's a structured curriculum, but I'll take it. And the kids do too. So we do our Pirate Camp right after recess. So they get their wiggles out and then they come in, and half of the Pirate Camp lesson is wiggles and fun and organized chaos. And it's perfect. They love it. It's not hard to call them in from recess to do that. Because they want to. It's not like recess is done. Oh man, it's recess is done. We're doing Pirate Camp, and it's piece of cake. They come running in, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome. So you already touched on the rope tying knots, which I saw lots of pictures come in of that. Yeah. So that was awesome. Are there any other fun things that you guys have done with the Pirate Camp? Just talk to me about some of the other activities and what were some of those things that have really gotten the kids super excited.
Well, I was surprised how excited they got about it. Might have been lesson 1 or 2, I don't remember, where the kids themselves chose out of a list what their responsibility on the ship was going to be, and the ship being their small groups. and it's on their name tags. They like make a pirate name. That might be less than one. They make a pirate name, and then they come up with they pick out of the list of jobs, their job. And it's cute. Like every lesson is related to one of those. They really take ownership. They're like, oh, that's my job. I guess we're doing my job this week. I'm like, guys, it's all like make believe and fun. But like, and I don't even think about it, but they always remind me. So a couple weeks ago we did, it was a pirate attack week. And I kind of primed them the week before, like, guys, it's coming. The pirate ship attack is coming next week. And so they came like totally jazzed up. So we had been working on building catapults, and that was super fun and really competitive. And I was surprised like which kids really took the time to see like how they could improve theirs. And then some just like, it was just like, all, super fun, and they were flinging things across the room, and that was exciting. But I did start to see a couple of those ahas, and some of my older students who were like, oh, if I use my fulcrum here, then it will go farther. And then I heard some of them say, well, it just kind of goes wild when I do it like this, but I can hit my target and so I started like self-seeing that even before I got to that, which was really cool. And then the following week was the pirate ship attack week, where we had to then use what we learned about building the catapults to then try to attack each other's ships. And it was a blast. Ironically, no catapult was able to even hit a ship. So our accuracy wasn't very good, but they really felt proud of themselves. They launched some really big chunks of the bricks, and it was, you would think they were all cheering for like the Super Bowl or something, the way they were cheering to like hit each other's ships. And all of us parents thought it was really funny that not a single thing hit any of the ships. Some of them, like, it would either like fly way over the ship or like kind of peter and not even get to the ship. So it was really fun. And I could hear them start to like, well, if I had more time, then I would have done this and I would have done that. And I think I built it wrong. I would change, so I started to hear those conversations. And I feel like if we had a lot more time, we would do more tweaking and more try it again or adjust this. And they're starting to have the language to be able to enunciate and articulate what they would change, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, I mean, even though they weren't successful in like hitting the ship or destroying the ship, I think they were really successful in understanding how they could or what didn't work out. And sometimes that's just as valuable.
Yeah, it's those critical thinking skills, right? And then collaboration, and they're working with their classmates and then talking amongst themselves. I love that you've already observed all that. What lifelong skills do you think that your kiddos, some of the others that come to your homeschool co-op, will take with them from this camp or any of the others that you have used? I know you've used several.
Yeah, specifically with this one, what I've noticed as a theme for the kids is trying it again. And I hear them say that to each other. Like one of the first lessons was building a raft. And then another lesson was building a ship that could take on weight. And so I feel like a theme that we've just experienced organically. And it's also, it's kind of woven through the book as well, is try it again. Now test it. Now, what would you do different? And so I am starting to see the kids just all by themselves organically say, okay, I'm going to change this. I'm going to try it again. And I like seeing that because that's applicable to everything. Try it again, do it a different way. And I love seeing that.
Yeah, you're right. It totally is. That's a good lifelong skill. What would you say to other educators in regular traditional schools, libraries, YMCAs, all across the board? What would you say to encourage them to utilize some of these programs that you've used into their classroom if they feel already kind of overwhelmed and they don't want to add one more thing? Like, what would you say to them to spark kind of that interest and that confidence to just go ahead and get one of these programs and give it a try?
Yeah, well, so my background is in education, and right now in this season of education, I'm around a lot of people who have not been formally trained in pedagogy. And I'm noticing that some of the other volunteers are feeling very comfortable and confident with the curriculum because it's so open and go. And it's so no stress, it just really walks you through, and there's some things that are even scripted that are helpful, but you also don't have to do those, which is nice. So I feel like the presentation of the curriculum itself to the educator is very approachable and non-intimidating. And I feel like there's so much freedom within it, like use what works and then you can expand it and then throw out what doesn't work for your group. Or take one thing and do it to the max and leave other parts out that isn't going to work, or do all of it, or whatever your time constraints are. So it's super easy. And it makes you look like a rock star teacher, because the parents and the grandparents, they love it. That's all their kids talk about at home. And the kids are super motivated and it's fun. I mean, yeah, they're learning and they're getting life skills and they're critical thinking, but they don't know that they're doing that. They just think they're having an adventure and it's fun and it's silly. So it's almost like an extension of play, and it's really hard to get them to be done. We don't end on time when we're doing pirate camp. They just want to keep going. But so it's at the end of our school day on purpose so that they can keep playing and lingering on and on. So it is fun, but I would say it's fun to see the kids enjoying themselves so much and not even realize that they're in the midst of deep learning and a lot of very deep, big things that they're totally oblivious of, as they're like, look at this, I just tied my rope and this is what it's used for. You're like, they're just having so much fun. They don't even know. So it's easy to get into, it's easy to open and go. I feel like a person who really likes to plan could spend a lot of time planning, or if you're like me and you just need something to open and go, it's very simple. It's very simple. And you look like a rock star. And all the parents and other teachers know it. And the kids are like skipping in to do it. And yeah, easy, fun. The kids love it. They won't want to stop. And we might have painted our playground like a pirate. And we have like a pirate ship. And we have this big pirate flag out there. So every recess they go out and they're like playing capture the flag with their pirate flag and playing pirate games. So one of the lessons was hiding your treasure. And they have little treasure bags and so cute. Oh, one of the lessons in pirate camp was how to read a map. And it was like a series of 3 lessons that kind of built on each other. The first lesson, the kids bombed. They could not dictate a map for nothing. And they were discouraged. But then the next lesson, they learned a little bit more. And by the third lesson, they're writing a map for a partner. And it was like that really sweet moment of they all reached their pot of gold treasure at the end, and they did it themselves. And it was such a sweet moment looking backwards. They were like, yeah, we really stunk that first one and we didn't get it at all. And they had them self-rate with like, just the different, like, how did I do the first lesson? And we all looked at our maps and like, guys, that doesn't look anything like what I was describing in the teacher's manual. They're supposed to just listen and then draw it as you're hearing the story. Like, no, we did not find the treasure at all. So they're all like they're like, yeah, I did not find the treasure. And then the next week they were feeling a little bit better. And by the third week, they were able to draw a map, give it to a friend, and the friend successfully, without help, found the treasure. So anyways, that was a cool 3-lesson series of their confidence building. And I loved that they all bombed first, because otherwise they wouldn't have had that, like, oh, I figured it out. So I loved that.
Thank you, Brittney. We love hearing about the hands-on learning taking place on your homestead. To listen to more stories from educators like you, visit edventures.com/spotlight. That's EDVENTURES.com/spotlight.